The power of words. Imagine standing in a room full of people, all eager to hear what you have to say. But as you begin to speak, you realize that your words lack clarity, emotion, or impact. Effective communication is not just about talking, it's about making people listen, understand, and remember. Jim Rohn, one of the most influential motivational speakers, emphasized the profound effect of language on personal and professional success. This guide will explore the essence of communication, breaking down key principles inspired by Jim Rohn, while adding real-life examples, scientific insights, and actionable steps to improve your communication skills. By the end, you will not only understand the power of words, but also harness them to create stronger relationships, better career opportunities, and a more impactful presence in any conversation. The foundation. Why communication matters. Communication is the backbone of human connection. Whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, the ability to articulate ideas clearly can mean the difference between success and failure. The role of language in success. Jim Rohn stressed that words are like a lamp for your feet. They guide our actions, shape our perceptions, and influence others. Studies from Harvard University show that individuals with a rich vocabulary tend to perform better in leadership roles and decision-making. Vocabulary, the key to clear thinking. Words are condensed thoughts. The more words you know, the better you think. A robust vocabulary allows you to form complex ideas, avoid misunderstandings, and persuade others effectively. Example: imagine a business leader trying to inspire their team. Saying, "We need to work harder," is generic. However, saying, "We must embrace resilience, persistence, and innovation to overcome challenges," evokes a stronger response. 4 steps to effective communication. Step 1. Expand your vocabulary. One of the most overlooked aspects of effective communication is vocabulary. The more words you understand, the more precisely you can express yourself. A rich vocabulary allows you to convey emotions, clarify your thoughts, and persuade others effectively. It reduces misunderstandings and enhances the ability to express complex ideas with simplicity. Why expanding your vocabulary matters. 1. Improves critical thinking. Words shape our thought processes. The more words we know, the more nuanced our thinking becomes. 2. Enhances persuasion. A powerful vocabulary enables you to frame arguments effectively and influence others. 3. Boosts confidence. Being able to articulate thoughts clearly increases self-confidence in conversations and public speaking. 4. Strengthens relationships. Effective communication builds deeper connections with others. Practical tips to improve vocabulary. 1. Read daily books, articles, and even poetry can introduce you to new words. Choose diverse genres to expand your exposure to different types of vocabulary. 2. Use a dictionary and thesaurus. Learning synonyms and antonyms sharpens expression and prevents repetitive speech. 3. Write more. Journaling or blogging enhances your ability to convey thoughts effectively, helping words become a natural part of your active vocabulary. 4. Practice active use. Challenge yourself to use new words in conversations, emails, and presentations to solidify their meanings. 5. Engage in meaningful conversations. Surround yourself with articulate individuals and engage in discussions that challenge your vocabulary. 6. Play word games. Crossword puzzles, Scrabble, and word-based mobile apps can make vocabulary building fun and engaging. 7. Keep a vocabulary journal. Write down new words, their definitions, and use them in sentences to reinforce learning. 8. Learn root words, prefixes, and suffixes. Understanding the origins of words helps in decoding unfamiliar vocabulary. Real-life case study. A study on prison inmates found that those with limited vocabulary were more likely to engage in criminal behavior due to their inability to articulate frustrations constructively. Conversely, inmates who engaged in literacy programs demonstrated improved behavior and decision-making skills. A similar study at Harvard University examined the correlation between vocabulary size and career advancement. The research found that individuals with a larger vocabulary were more likely to move up in leadership positions, as they could articulate complex ideas and inspire confidence in others. How vocabulary shapes success. Business leaders, CEOs and executives with strong vocabularies are better at negotiations, decision-making, and leadership. Politicians, persuasive leaders use precise language to influence public opinion. Educators, teachers with rich vocabularies engage students more effectively and explain concepts with clarity. Writers and journalists, a broad vocabulary allows them to craft compelling narratives and arguments. Actionable exercise. 1. Set a goal. Aim to learn 5 new words daily and use them in conversations. 2. Teach others. Explaining new words to others helps reinforce learning. 3. Listen to podcasts and TED Talks. Exposure to well-articulated speech improves vocabulary naturally. 4. Analyze how great communicators speak. Watch speeches from figures like Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, and Jim Rohn to learn how they use language effectively. By consistently applying these strategies, your vocabulary will expand, and with it, your ability to communicate powerfully and persuasively. Step 2. Develop sensitivity in communication. Effective communication isn't just about words, it's about emotions, tone, and understanding the listener's perspective. Being sensitive in communication means recognizing the emotions behind the words and responding in a way that fosters connection and trust. Empathy, the heart of connection. Great communicators listen more than they speak. They recognize that people carry unseen burdens and adjust their words accordingly. Empathy allows us to step into another person's shoes, acknowledging their emotions and responding in a way that resonates with them. Why sensitivity matters. 1. Builds trust. When people feel heard and understood, they are more likely to trust and confide in you. 2. Reduces conflict. Misunderstandings often arise from insensitivity. Being attuned to emotions can help de-escalate tensions. 3. Enhances influence. People are more likely to be persuaded by those who demonstrate genuine care and understanding. Examples of sensitivity in action. In healthcare, a doctor speaking to a terminally ill patient must choose their words carefully. Saying, "There's nothing more we can do," sounds hopeless. Instead, we will focus on making you as comfortable as possible while exploring other care options. Conveys support and compassion. In leadership, a manager delivering critical feedback can say, "This needs improvement," or instead, "You've made great progress, and with a few adjustments, this can be even better." The latter approach encourages growth rather than discouragement. In relationships, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," a more sensitive approach is, "I feel unheard when I share my thoughts. Can we find a way to improve our communication?" Practical exercises to develop sensitivity. 1. Practice active listening before responding. Summarize what the other person said. This ensures you fully understand their point of view before offering your input. 2. Use mirroring techniques. Subtly reflect the body language, tone, and phrasing of your conversation partner to create rapport. 3. Ask more open-ended questions. Encourage deeper discussions by asking questions like, "How did that make you feel?" or "What do you think would be the best solution?" 4. Pause before responding. Instead of reacting immediately, take a brief pause to process the information and respond thoughtfully. 5. Be mindful of nonverbal cues. Pay attention to facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice to understand unspoken emotions. 6. Cultivate emotional intelligence. Read books and take courses on emotional intelligence to improve your ability to navigate sensitive conversations. Real-life case study. A Fortune 500 company noticed a significant decrease in employee turnover after implementing active listening training for managers. Employees reported feeling more valued and understood, leading to a more positive work environment and increased productivity. Actionable challenge. For the next week, make a conscious effort to Paraphrase what others say before responding. Acknowledge emotions in conversations. Replace judgmental language with understanding statements. By consistently practicing these habits, sensitivity and communication will become second nature, enhancing your ability to connect, lead, and influence. Step 3. Read your audience. Communication is a two-way street. Reading verbal and non-verbal cues helps you adjust your message for maximum impact. Being able to accurately gauge your audience allows you to engage them more effectively, avoid misunderstandings, and enhance persuasiveness. Why reading your audience matters. 1. Enhances engagement. Tailoring your message to the listener's interest keeps them engaged. 2. Avoids miscommunication. Identifying confusion or resistance early allows for real-time adjustments. 3. Strengthens persuasion. Reading emotions helps frame messages in a way that resonates better with the audience. Key strategies to read your audience. 1. Observe body language. Crossed arms, lack of eye contact, or fidgeting can indicate discomfort, disinterest, or disagreement. Conversely, open postures and nodding suggest engagement. 2. Listen to tone and pace. A hesitant tone may suggest uncertainty, while a fast-paced speech can signal excitement or nervousness. A monotone voice may indicate boredom or disinterest. 3. Watch facial expressions. Expressions can reveal emotions that words may not. A furrowed brow could signal confusion, while a smile suggests receptiveness. 4. Ask for feedback. Encourage listeners to share their thoughts and reactions. This not only provides insight into their understanding, but also fosters engagement. 5. Adapt in real time. If the audience seems disengaged, switch approaches. Use storytelling, ask questions, or modify your tone and delivery. Examples of reading your audience in action. In sales, a sales professional must read their client's responses. If the client seems disengaged, the salesperson should pivot their approach, perhaps by telling a story instead of listing product features. In public speaking, a speaker notices the audience checking their phones. Instead of continuing with data-heavy slides, they introduce an interactive discussion or share a compelling anecdote. In meetings, a manager senses hesitation in a team discussion. Instead of pushing forward, they pause and ask team members if they have concerns or suggestions. In everyday conversations, if a friend hesitates before responding, it might indicate discomfort. Asking, "Is there something on your mind?" can open up deeper dialogue. Practical exercises to improve audience awareness. 1. Practice active observation. The next time you're in a conversation, focus on the listener's body language, tone, and facial expressions. 2. Experiment with different speaking styles. Deliver the same message in different tones and observe the audience's reaction. 3. Use open-ended questions instead of asking, "Do you understand?" Try, "What do you think about this?" to encourage engagement. 4. Record yourself speaking. Watch how your own tone, body language, and pace influence communication. Identify areas for improvement. 5. Seek constructive feedback. Ask a trusted friend or colleague to evaluate how well you engage your audience. Real-life case study. A TED Talk speaker who initially lost audience engagement due to a technical-heavy presentation pivoted midway by integrating relatable stories and humor. This shift re-engaged the audience, making the talk one of the most memorable of the event. Actionable challenge. For the next week, consciously observe how people react to your words. Adjust your tone, speed, and approach based on their responses. Take note of what works best in different situations and refine your communication style accordingly. By developing the ability to read your audience effectively, you will significantly enhance your communication impact, making your interactions more meaningful, persuasive, and engaging. Step 4. Master the art of emotional expression. Words alone are not enough. The right delivery tone, energy, and passion makes the difference. Emotion breathes life into words, making them impactful, memorable, and persuasive. Great communicators know how to balance content with the right emotional delivery to deeply engage their audience. The science of emotional communication. Research shows that emotionally charged speeches are remembered far more than neutral ones. This is because emotions activate areas of the brain responsible for memory and decision-making. Leaders like Martin Luther King, Jr., and Steve Jobs captivated audiences by blending emotion with powerful words, making their messages unforgettable. Why emotional expression matters. 1. Enhances engagement. Emotion keeps listeners attentive and invested in your message. 2. Improves persuasion. People are more likely to act when they feel emotionally connected to an idea. 3. Strengthens authenticity. Passion and sincerity make a speaker more credible and relatable. Practical tips for mastering emotional expression. 1. Vary your tone and volume. A monotonous voice loses engagement. Adjusting pitch, speed, and intensity adds emphasis and interest. 2. Use pauses effectively. Strategic pauses create suspense, highlight key points, and allow information to sink in. 3. Infuse personal stories. Stories create relatability and emotional connection, making messages more compelling. 4. Be physically expressive. Facial expressions, hand gestures, and body language reinforce the emotional intent behind words. 5. Match emotion to context. Express enthusiasm, urgency, or sincerity appropriately based on the message and audience. Examples of effective emotional expression. In leadership, compare these two ways of motivating a team. We have to work harder to meet our deadline. I remember when we faced a challenge like this last year, and we came together as a team to achieve the impossible. I know we can do it again. The second version inspires and connects on a deeper level. In sales, a salesperson can say, "This product has great features," or instead, "Imagine how much easier your daily tasks will become with this tool. It saves you time, reduces stress, and lets you focus on what really matters." The second statement paints a picture and evokes emotion, making it more persuasive. In public speaking, a speaker giving a presentation on climate change could say, "Global temperatures are rising." Neutral. Imagine a world where our children struggle to find clean air to breathe. That's the future we must prevent. Emotionally charged, engaging, and memorable. Practical exercises to improve emotional delivery. 1. Practice in front of a mirror. Observe your facial expressions and gestures to ensure they align with your message. 2. Record yourself speaking. Play it back and evaluate whether your voice conveys the intended emotion. 3. Study great speakers. Watch inspiring speeches and analyze how they use emotion to engage audiences. 4. Read aloud with emotion. Practice reading texts with different emotional tones to enhance vocal variety. 5. Experiment with storytelling. Incorporate personal anecdotes in conversations to naturally practice emotional expression. Real-life case study. A TED Talk speaker initially struggled to engage audiences with data-heavy presentations. By incorporating personal stories and emotional appeals, their speeches became more impactful and led to higher engagement and audience retention. Actionable challenge. For the next week, practice adding emotional variation to your speech. Record yourself delivering a message in a neutral tone, then again with passion, enthusiasm, or sincerity. Compare the impact and refine your emotional expression skills accordingly. By mastering the art of emotional expression, you will significantly enhance your communication, making your words not only heard, but truly felt and remembered. The power of storytelling in communication. Stories make messages memorable. By weaving anecdotes into conversations, you make your points resonate. Example of impactful storytelling. A struggling entrepreneur shares how they overcame failures, learned from mistakes, and ultimately built a thriving business. This is more effective than simply stating, "Hard work leads to success." Conclusion. Take action today. Great communication isn't an inborn talent, it's a skill honed through practice. Whether you're speaking to a crowd, writing an email, or having a conversation with a loved one. Remember, 1. Expand your vocabulary. 2. Be empathetic and sensitive. 3. Read your audience carefully. 4. Use emotion and storytelling to make your words impactful. The power of communication can transform your life. Start today and watch as your words open doors you never thought possible. Final thought. Jim Rohn once said, "Don't be lazy in language. Your ability to communicate effectively determines your success. Keep refining, keep practicing, and soon, your words will inspire, influence, and leave a lasting impact." Now, it's your turn. What step will you take today to improve your communication skills?